welcome to our Dataquest viewers and readers. Today we have with us Professor Rangan Banerjee, Director of IIT Delhi, to discuss all the exciting developments that are taking place post-COVID. Welcome, Professor Banerjee.
Thank you.
Yeah. So actually, the first question is still in everyone's mind. It's about the post-COVID world, because let's hope the COVID era has ended. Things are back to normal. But neither the industries nor the academia, nothing is the same after that. We've all been upgraded for a brand new world to cope up with the new changes. So I'd like to know, what are the technological changes that have taken place in your institute in this post-COVID world? You can mention everything: collaboration, the hybrid model, online education, the way you evaluate things, whatever you can tell our readers.
So, when we first struck with the pandemic, of course, we were struggling. And the initial phase was where we were getting on used to a different mode of delivery. We were looking at online. We also made a lot of initiatives to reach out to our students all across the country and to see that they had sufficient bandwidth and also the devices. So that was one initiative that we did. We also started training our faculty members. Some were very conversant with the digital platform, and over a period, we took to this. So it became something where we actually picked up a lot of tools and techniques related to the online system. However, there is nothing like, again, coming back to live classroom. So I remember, in March, when the first year students came for their second semester and we just opened the online classes, there was a palpable sense of excitement. These kids had done their entire 12th standard in the online mode. They had done the first semester online, and they were now actually in the second semester in the institute and in our lecture hall complex. It was really something which was worth seeing firsthand. So, having said that, and there are many things that all of us have learned, and there are many tools and techniques which we can use in terms of whatever we've learned through the online and the hybrid modes. We have, of course, in terms of infrastructure also, we have classrooms now where we have mirror facilities. So, for instance, when we started the online mode, we wanted to see that in the classroom there would be a distance of, we'd have one student and one gap and then one student. So the capacity of the classroom was not sufficient for the number that we had in the first year class. So what we did is we took two classes and we had a video feed from the first class into the second class. We had a TA in the second class who would take questions, and then it would switch. So the next class would be, these people would be live with the instructor. So these are now, in a number of classrooms, we have those facilities put up. The challenge, of course, is, the challenge has always been, even pre-COVID, the challenge has always been about exciting students. And so we have, by showcasing videos, doing a set of things, those are things that we have picked up. We also have this project which IIT Delhi is coordinating, which is the virtual labs. And in the virtual labs, about 1,200 different experiments in many science and engineering fields. And we've created these experiments with where you get a feel of the experiment, and you can also control, you want to increase the pressure, change this, you can actually do that and then make this. This was started before COVID, but it got a fillip during the COVID time. So that is another thing we created. We had one separate laboratory semester for all the labs. Some of the labs were taken online, but we had a semester where we. So we've reworked that, and the schedules, the semesters are getting back into this. But as you rightly said, nothing is the same, because hopefully the COVID is gone or going away. There are still still occasional infections, but we still need to be alert. But it has shown us definitely that when we are faced with a challenge, there are many things we can do differently, and we can think differently. We can use online and in person. And I think some of these lessons will come in handy as we move forward. In terms of industry and collaborations, there was an initial sort of drop, but then uh, that has again picked up. And we are also, often what happened is you would take a flight and go somewhere for a 1 hour or 2 hour meeting and then spend the whole day. Now, in many cases, people are happy to do online meetings. And so I think that is a change, which is a welcome change. So we see that there are many opportunities and challenges. We are looking at now, seeing how the country can grow, where we can have a strategic advantage, and see how we can work together with industry in some of these emerging areas. So I think there is we are sort of we've got back with a renewed kind of enthusiasm. I mean, whether it is the faculty, whether it is the students. So I think I'm optimistic about the future. Yes.
Yeah, so that's great to hear. Even I feel India has taken the challenges head on and we have found the solutions. So I just
Right.
one more thing I'd like to know, it's like what is the way forward? Because if you look at offline and online education, offline education is superior because the teachers and students can do problem solve face to face. There is the issue of practicals. And on the other hand, even online has its advantages because you can cater to remote students, those who cannot come to your campus. If you can have specialized courses, and also the number of students that can be in an online class is superior. And interestingly, everybody is saying different things. Like some universities in the world are saying, no, we want to go back to the old traditional methods. Some are saying online education is the future, and some are saying hybrid education is the way, because we are going to merge the best of both worlds. So in your worldview, where do you think we are heading in these three paths?
Uh, to be frank with you, I don't know. And I think we have to, you know, we have to definitely engage seriously with the digital education, because we have a problem of reach. We are today about 600, a little more than 600 faculty members, and about 12,000 students. We have a campus of 320 acres. Our physical infrastructure is the constraint. There are Our selectivity at the JE level is like point something percent, less than 1% of the students who want to get in will get in. So how do we create and increase our reach? Very clearly, there are many digital offerings that we can do. Now, this does not mean that digital is the only solution. So we will definitely explore more with digital, and we are looking at diplomas, we are looking at specialized courses. But we will still continue. See, education is an all-round experience that we give. We actually try to transform people's lives, influence their thinking, look at giving them certain skill sets, certain. It's not just about the information, certain perspectives, certain capabilities, so that they become future ready. And I think it is going to be a blend of in person and online. We also know that today's young generation is very comfortable with online and digital. But then, so the ideal thing is, let we give some choice where people can have this blend. We will have certain things which will be in the digital mode. We will have certain things which will be hybrid, and many which will be in person and continuing. So I think for us, we are very clear that we would like to seriously explore the digital option. And we are doing this through we have an e-Vidya mode of continuing education programs. We have several programs, including postgraduate diplomas, which are being given, certificate courses. We are also thinking in terms of degrees. We have a committee which is working that out. But very clearly, we want to have significant amount of online content available. Um, my guess is the formal structured education is also about what you learn from your peers, what you learn in the hostels, the sports, the cultural activities, as well as the classroom and online. So I don't think that is. I'm not really seeing it immediately transforming where our universities need to, but we will transform the classrooms. Our classrooms also, it's not just about one way. We will have classrooms where you have more like design studios. You have groups of people working, and then you have an instructor which is there. So we are currently in the midst of a curriculum review, a 360 degrees curriculum review of all our curriculum. And so I would like the answer to our question, to your question for IIT Delhi, is that we are definitely going to do much more of online. We are keeping an open mind regarding where this is going to go in terms of an education system and a framework. But very clearly, as an academic institute in society, we want to increase our reach. And online provides us a way of increasing that reach. And that could also be in partnership with other engineering colleges and science colleges where we provide supplementary resources. But I think the educational experience of the university, the institute, the classroom, the hostels is not something which is completely replicable by just an online.
Also, one more thing is I wanted to know, can you hear me? I think I was on
Yes, I
mute.
can hear
Yeah.
you. There was in between there was some
Yeah.
problem, but now I
So
can.
the thing is, another thing is like say when the IIT started, that time the culture was you come to IIT, you take a degree, and you probably work for life. You may not look at a course. But now things have changed because companies like they want skills which are upgraded every 2-3 years. So now education is more of a lifelong process. So do you also look at your alumni like that? I mean, say someone comes and does a degree, you will be offering courses for life for them because they need to keep the world has changed. We have to keep upgrading skills, not only technology skills, educational skills. So now that is how all the edtech companies came, that from now on learning is going to be a lifelong process. You are going to be upgrading your skills for life. And I think this also has to do with the change of technology. Like in the 50s 60s, the pace of technology change was slow, and now the technology, we call it tech acceleration. The technology acceleration is so fast, and the thing is that is changing the way companies work, the way you work. So I mean, the focus more on degrees is on skills. Would you agree with that? And how do we keep upgrading skills for life?
So I think this, what you said is absolutely correct. Learning is a lifelong process, has always been a lifelong process. But as you rightly said, acceleration in this present day and age, it's not just about the information which you have learned, and that becomes redundant. So relearning and looking at things is something that we need to do. We are exploring with alumni specialized courses for alumni, but we definitely are looking at, in our continuing education programs, we are looking at modules which is for working professionals. So I think that is very much on the table. Um, Regarding the inputs, there are skills, there are capabilities and abilities to pick up skills, and then there is an overall sense of perspective, ethics, and values. All of this is something which is embodied in any academic curriculum. And as as technologies change, perspectives change, we need to have the flexibility and the ability to adapt. We believe our curriculum must be something which provides people with that ability, and then they can refresh their skill sets. So it's not just about the skills, but it's also about the attitude and the way in which you look at problem solving, look at how to learn things.
And finally, I'd like to ask, like, I've been talking to the last 10, 15 minutes. I've got an overview of what IIT is doing, where it is headed. Could you talk of some specific, maybe collaboration tools or courses or special, you talked of your curriculum being upgraded. Are there any specific exciting things which you'd like to share with the students of the future?
Well, I think one of the things that we are looking at is we would like to have many in specialized areas, courses which are linked with industry. For instance, we have, an MTech program in VLSI design and technologies. Now, in this program, a large proportion of the batch are sponsored by industry. And even those who are not sponsored are working on industry projects. We have a program which is visionary leadership in manufacturing. And this is jointly with NITI. And so the idea is they spend a semester in NITI, they spend a semester in our institute, and they are looking at, they're looking at robotics, they're looking at smart manufacturing, and then they work on a project which is in the industry. We also have MTechs in cutting edge areas like in cybersecurity. We are looking at MTechs in AI/ML. So there are many such things. We have also specialized long-term 6-month programs which are also there, and I think the focus we also have introduced now. We have this. We have a number of people from industry who are coming in as professors of practice in the in many areas. For instance, if you look at the telecom area, we have an MTech in telecom management, along with the management school as well as our Bharati School of Telecom. And we have a 5G test bed. We have actually cutting edge research facilities, and we are also providing access to those. Those are part of some of our programs. And we want to actually configure some of these new programs in consultation with the industry so that we can meet the future needs and we can meet the current skill gaps which are there. And so this is an ongoing thing that we are doing. We also have some interesting things where we have a program. It's not in the IT area, but it's in the renewables and energy management. And this is an international MTech program. It's funded by the International Solar Agency, and we have a batch of 20 taken from all over the world. And each one is funded by their government. So those are, again, some interesting kind of models that we have. We would like to see industry people coming and spending time here, also in terms of sabbaticals. They can come and do research and they can get a sense of so that's another thing that we are doing. Many of these cutting edge areas, we have sponsored PhDs from industry so that they are working on problems that are of relevance to industry. So the critical thing in all of this is that if India is to be Atmanirbhar, we as in academia must work along with industry to provide our industry with a competitive advantage. And this has to happen through good quality people and good quality inputs in terms of knowledge and research. And for this, we have to create that roadmap. And so this is an ongoing journey, and this is something that we are very excited about.
So anyway, thank you for that. This Atmanirbhar is a very good positive place to end. And IITs have contributed really much in the last few decades. You have already reinvented yourself, and we are all looking forward to what more the IITs have to offer. And I would say this is an even more crucial time because technology is
Yes,
getting to be 100% in our lives now.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.